Hi everyone, today's video is a little bit different. I'm going to show you a different type of process that you can use to apply designs onto things like tote bags, tea towels, clothing, that kind of thing. So this process is called DTF. So DTF means direct to fabric, and it's a transfer rather than a heat transfer vinyl. So this is one that I've already done on one of my organic tote bags, and I've got another one here, and I'm going to do one with you today. So the reason that you might want to use DTF is that you can get full colour designs made any size you want and get them printed for you, and then obviously you just cut them out and apply them to your items. That's kind of better than using heat transfer vinyl. You may have seen something similar, which is called sublimation, but sublimation you can only use on polyester fabrics, and you have to have, I believe, a minimum of 65% polyester and then upwards towards 100 to make the sublimation process work. I don't know a lot about sublimation, and DTF is new to me as well, but my understanding of sublimation is the higher the percentage of polyester, the more vibrant your designs will come out. If you've got two designs and you press them on something that's got 65% polyester, and then you pressed the same design on something with 100% polyester, the 100% polyester would probably look more vibrant, okay? So with things like sublimation, that's an ink process, again, that you can do in colour, but as I say, you have to use sublimation inks, you have to use sublimation paper to print your designs onto, and then they have to go onto polyester. With DTF, it's a full colour transfer, and you can apply this onto multiple different media. So for example, I'm using my organic cotton tote bags here. Now the only thing I would say about this process is, on this particular one, when I started to peel it, part of this letter T wanted to start to peel away, and I managed to retrieve it. Now I've spoke to the company where I got my DTF transfers from, and they said that that might be because I'm using an organic product, so there's like no chemical coating or surface, if you like, on these. Normally with a DTF transfer, you would, get your product, put it down, apply your heat source, and you peel it hot. What they've suggested to me is that I leave it until it goes cold and then peel it to give the product more time to apply to the fabric. So as I say, DTF is basically a transfer. So what they do, they print it, then they apply like a crystal type adhesive on the back, and then they send the transfers out to you, and then you just put them on your product and they're heat activated, and that then seals this onto your product. I'm not going to tell you where I got my DTF transfers from, because as I say, this is a process that's new to me, and I am trying out a couple of different companies. So I want to see, how they stack up against each other. So I'm not just going to say I got mine from X and then everybody goes there and then, they have problems. What I will say is, obviously my videos are watched all around the world, and I'm in the UK. So wherever you are, just use one of your internet search engines. I use Google here in the UK, and type in DTF transfers, and you'll find lots of places coming up. Just go and have a look at them, do your research, and you decide for yourself. One thing I have found from doing my research is a lot of the companies offer DTF transfers from as small as A5. So that's like half the size of an A4 sheet of paper. So they offer them in A5, A4, A3. They offer them in 1/2 metre by 1/2 metre. And then they also offer what they call gang sheets, which are 1/2 metre by 1 metre long. And that's what I purchased for my designs. So this is a gang sheet that I put together. It was 1 metre long. I have been chopping designs off it. And obviously, to get the most for your money, what you want to try and do is you know, fill the spaces as much as possible. So I wanted to print 8 dog designs on mine, which I've done, as I say, I've cut a few off already. So then I thought I'd fill the spaces in just with some sayings. So these are kind of the sayings that I would normally cut with my scan and cut or my Loklik cutter in heat transfer vinyl, and then apply them, say, onto my dog bandanas. All these kind of products are what I sell in my handmade shop. So I thought I'd fill up the space with some of those just to make the process a bit easier. So as I say, this is what's called a 1/2 metre by 1 metre gang sheet. As I say, it was a lot longer. I've cut, you know, all these other designs off it, but you can get a 1/2 metre by 1/2 metre or as small as A5. So if you just want to kind of try the process out and you're not sure, you know, try and find somewhere that, you know, is cost effective for you, that does, you know, small sizes, and maybe just choose an A5 or an A4. Again, it depends how big the things are that you want printed. You know, you can see here mine are quite big, but if you have the need to print things that are smaller, you could get quite a lot of stuff on an A5 or A4 sheet of paper. You could, you know, get the company to print them out for you, get them sent to you. Mine arrived within, I think, 2 days, and, you know, then start pressing. And as I say, DTF can go on anything, so you can put it on all kinds of different surfaces, different materials. You're not restricted like you are with sublimation. So if that's something you're interested in, I'm just going to show you today me applying this design onto another one of my organic tote bags, and I'll just show you how easy it is. But with this particular one, I'm going to let this go cold and peel it cold, rather than these two, which I peeled hot. Okay, so if you're interested, keep watching. Okay, so for my DTF transfers, the company suggests pre-pressing your item, which I'm going to do, and I think the suggestion is 160 centigrade for 15 seconds. So I'm just going to use my auto heat press. I've got it set to 160 for 15 seconds. I'm just going to give it a quick pre-press, not for the full 15 seconds, just to get any moisture out of the bag and to warm it up in readiness to accept the transfer. So I'll give it maybe 7 or 8 seconds. Press any button on my heat press to open it. I'm just going to fold it in half and just hand press in a crease line. That just will show me where the centre of my bag is. I'm going to bring in my design. I'm just going to fold it in half and put a tiny little crease in the top, and that will just, you know, enable me to line this up with the centre of my bag. Now, you don't have to cover it up, you can just slide it in and press it as it is, but I'm going to cover mine with a silicone sheet. I'm going to slide that in and give that the full 15 seconds and wait for it to automatically open up for me. I'm going to take this out, and then I'm going to take this off the heat press and just put it on the side to let it cool down, and then I'm going to peel it cold and see if that makes any difference to the text. What I was finding was on these like very, very tiny, thin little strokes that are going through some of my text, when I was peeling it hot, it was wanting to lift those. I think probably because they're so tiny, and as the company said, because these are organic, they've not got any chemicals to treat the surface to help, you know, the ink adhere straight away. You can see that it's, you know, starting to want to lift, but I'm going to just leave it until it's cold and then come back and see if we can peel it. Okay, so this is, I would say, nearly cold now. It's not completely cold, but it's not hot. So I'm going to start peeling. I mean, some of it's lifting off on its own already. And that one's come out perfectly. So if you are using DTF transfers already and you are putting them on, you know, organic products, and you're finding that, you know, 99% of the design is working okay, but there might be, you know, just that 1% that is causing you a problem, maybe try peeling when it's cool or cold. I mean, as I say, this is meant to be a hot peel, and I think if I was putting this on anything other than organic, it would probably just peel off straight away. One thing I am going to do now though is I'm just going to put it back under the heat press covered with my Teflon sheet and just give it another maybe 3 or 5 seconds just to make sure that everything is directly adhered to the tote bag. I'm just going to pop this back under, put my Teflon sheet over it. It's still set to 160 for 15, but I'll just stop it after a few seconds. And there it is. And it's all on there, and it kind of blends into the fabric, and I think it looks great. So it's, you know, it's not a scan and cut project, but I have showed you how to do Canva projects in the past. So you could make designs in Canva and then, you know, upload them into a DTF website and print your own designs from designs that you've made in Canva. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful. Please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.